Welcome everybody. This is me, your presenter Ashish Pokhrel here, and we are gonna discuss about user persona. Yes, you heard it right. So the first and obvious question is, what is user persona? User persona is a representation of particular audience segment for a product, a service you are designing. It is basically a fictitious character which is fictional but based on fact. It is based on assumptions that derive from qualitative and quantitative research carried out at early stage of the design process, which will give a clear picture of the user's expectations. Creating personas helps to understand users, their needs, behavior, and goals. Personas will open the user behavior, what your user want, what they need, their values, motivation, and so on, from which the developer comes to know whether the project can meet the expectation of the end user in a commercial level. Now let's move on and learn to create a user persona. Believe me, it is one of the easiest thing out there. So before we start creating our user persona, we have to do some research, talk to key stakeholders, figure out what they think is important, reach out to the customer support department, and do some direct user interaction and interview. After collecting the information, now we are ready to create. Let's start with the basics here. Give them the name, provide picture. A key thing, stay away from the celebrity because the use case is different than others. Now the fun part begins, putting in the description. It may contain demographic information, goal, motivation, interest, technical knowledge, what kinds of activity they do in a day and other stuff. But while creating one, make sure to write down user's goal and motivations. It will enhance the user persona. You're gonna have to stay away from keeping it too bulleted or too detailed. Make it relevant. You can keep user persona very light or detailed one depending upon your application. Here is an example of detailed user persona. You can see it's relevant and not too bloated. Contrast to that, this is another persona which covers it all, but yet it is very light and beautiful. While creating user persona for any service or application, 5 to 6 personas is enough. It will cover it up all. We have learned to create user persona. Let's break into practice. Let's create a user persona of Facebook user. This is gonna be fun. So the first thing you need is name and picture. We have got a Facebook user over here, Ashish Pokhrel. Basically, we had some demographic profile about the user. He's male, 22 years old, and based in Nepal. What are his motivations to use Facebook? Obviously, to save pictures and talk to friends. And his goal is to socialize. What's his favorite thing? It's posting pictures. He uses Facebook for 7 hours a day. Now you can clearly see we can tell a lot about this user and his needs from this persona. It's why persona is created. Let's add his level of expertise and favorite gadget. Done. We have created a simple user persona for Facebook user. Now it's your task to do the same. Pause the video and create another 3 user persona. Here's mine. Looking at these 4 user persona, we can tell what users seek for a Facebook application, and the developers can focus on making them even better. That's all. I hope you learned about user persona. Let's summarize it what we learned. We learned what user persona is. A representation of particular audience. how to create a user persona, collect information and list down user goals, motivations and all. And also we created a user persona for Facebook. That just covers it all. I'm gonna wrap up this topic. That's a goodbye from me and my team. Thank you all for your time and keep learning.